Hi everybody, Philippa Lee here. Most of you know me who watch at the moment. I'm on Facebook today. I was planning to be on YouTube, but I need 1,000 subscribers to be able to live stream from a mobile device. So there goes that for a little while. We have about 615, I think, subscribers, so go subscribe to YouTube. Because I want to be more versatile on the two platforms. And what I want to show you today is Vlog 3. Hidden Mysteries Unveiled, and I'm very excited about this. This was 4 events on the 5th of July, just before dawn at about 6 a.m. I was in the one spot in the backyard, and then I took pictures of one area and just kept swiveling around and got 4 events in about half an hour. So I actually want to show you via mobile. I can do the live streams on YouTube when it's not from a mobile. We'll see how we go. Going with the flow. Hello, we have a watcher. So I'm going to start looking through Vlog 3. Alright, I'm going to flip you around. So say hi if you like. It's an interactive session. Sometimes I'll be posting mini vids as well. Let's have a look at the events out of order a little bit. But this was event 1. Hi Dee. So I'm just doing random ones now with the hidden mysteries and other amazing discoveries even beyond today. So let's have a look at this. I noticed that there was a reflection to do with, look over near my office on the outside. Let's have a look for the picture. So it was night time. And I noticed a spinning object there. Okay, that was the still shot. I'm going to show you the video. I will put this up later to YouTube, even though I couldn't stream live to YouTube, because I need more subscribers to do that. So tell your friends. Okay. Concrete portal, I'm calling this story, this event, and there's a little bit of video. So let's have a look at the shorter one. So I noticed this here. Now that's a reflection on an object there that's the top of a barbecue. It's a washing basket and some gloves behind there, some garden gloves. But I noticed this tiny light spinning. Reflections don't generally spin. You see that one's quite still. And then that one there that can't be explained is spinning. So let's have a look at the still shot. So I've got that video up as well. And we'll just look at the post, I think. So that was a still shot of a zoom. Now it changes colours. We're going to look at some of those as well. And then this here is the spot the next day. So I haven't touched anything, I haven't moved anything. If I could explain it logically, I'd be telling you that. I have got the odd story I can explain logically from the odd piece I put out there, and I didn't know what it was. One in particular will be about Jupiter. So I'm quite happy when I find out why, whatever the reason, but I can't explain this one. So that's the empty space there that this spinning thing was in. Let's have a look at the other ones. Subscribe. And as it's spinning, these little lights, I don't know if you can see that. This one was almost out of frame. I'll get you the better one. There we go. That's the same thing that was up there. So this was the first shot. And there seems to be littler, tinier glowy things hopping out of it. And this is about the size of what we think might be a fairy in another story that I've published. The tiny little ones. Just incredible. So I'm wondering if that's a portal of some sort. Not there. It's got that bluey hue, the blue hue that seems to be around. some of these tiny ones we're getting. So go back through. If you haven't seen my post, look at the video section as well. That'll help filter out what I'm just sharing of others and what's mine in the video tab. I've got this one pinned to the top, but I'm just about to actually pin this video. Let's do that next, so people can find it live and watch this later. Hubby and I were discussing a few ways to get a picture like this, and I decided let's just try for it with the actual camera, and we got it. So, and much more. Excuse me. Don't mind me coughing, I'm just getting over the flu. So let's pin that to the top of the page. I always work regardless. I consider this work. So that one blew my mind. Look, I've seen those things before, but in a different context, and I've never filmed that particular one before or seen that one that's just sitting on the concrete. So it wasn't next to a plant like usual. It wasn't after a rainbow where I've experienced them all over my house, seeming to put a web on everything. And sounds pretty unreal, but now I'm capturing the pictures. I feel like I can come out of the closet now with a lot of stuff that I see. We'll go to that one in a sec. So I want to look at the little red orbs next. So then I turned around and took a picture of the sky, and I accidentally captured to the left here something that I'll zoom in on a sec. It was in the tree, so I'll give you the close-up. It's originally a red orb or a pinky orb, just there, tiny little one. Changes to orange. I'll show you the progression, so that's the zoom on that. Now, orbs of light can be various things in my experience, regardless of the camera. They can be thoughts, they can be love, they can be the afterlife. Are they to do with extraterrestrials perhaps as well? You think of the story of Buddha and the energies of nature flowing around as well. There's all sorts of ones, and there it is when it's a bit more orange. And that's a close-up there of the orange. It changes colour. It's white in another shot as well. I just feature the shots for you. I've about half the stuff that I don't show you because it's just the same stuff. And this was back about 5-6 days before that shot. And this is my husband thinking awakening. And all these orbs of light started coming out of him. And I think that looks very similar. Yes, it's amazing. There, Nicole. Hi, Angela. So I think it's the same thing. Well, very similar at least, in the same realm. So I've put that in the pictures. And then we got this behind him in another shot. Now the light's coming from here. There's no way that that would come there behind him. And that's a zoomed, no filter. I like to tell you when I've put a filter on or not to draw out the picture more. A lot of them I don't have to. Hubby thought that was a bit of a flower. Some think it's faces. I don't think it's faces. I think it's more something to do with nature or awakening. Hi, Denise. You got your internet back. So that was another event, and as I said at the beginning, for those who missed it, it was me swiveling around the backyard in the one spot, and I got 4 events. So what I've done is I've said, open up 5D, let's have a look, I want to see it, and sure enough it opens up. I'd love you all to try this. I get stuff on $30 cameras, this amazing camera, all sorts. I get more detail on this one, but I still get the other ones. It still comes up. Alright, so this was part of the first event, and that's 4 pictures of that spinning thing on top of my concrete outside my office where I am now. So there's the little lights. It ends up there in another shot I got as a progression, but I put 4 good shots into There's one there as well. There. Into what they call a GIF or an animation to show you its movement because it's spinning around. By the time I went to video again at the end it disappeared. These things tend to last a few minutes. Just amazing. All right, so let's go to number 3. Now this is a subject I've been saving up, and I have some incredible footage of UFOs moving around the sky, some of which is already published in a very long video, 22 minutes on YouTube, if you want to have a look. Near the end you can see the movement of the UFO. I just put it there, the stand there of the camera, and walk away. It's pretty boring stuff videoing sometimes, so I just did that and went and had a cup of coffee. And sure enough, came back and looked at the footage and it moved. So that's an incredible story that I'll do next week, but I just want to show you what happened on the 5th. It's the Navy. Alright, and then we've got that. I'll show you on my actual files. So I do up these straight away. This is quite a bit of work. It's not something I'll be paid for or anything like that. What I'm doing this for is to share this possibility with you, to ask the questions, to start filming. Join in with me, please. Some are already, which is fabulous. I've got some stuff to show you that Nicole Clancy noticed in my UFO story here. Now I have got video of this. It's something that I'll just maybe play you. I'm not sure. It's not as sure, this one, but I just want to show you anyway. And then there's some things Nicole noticed as well. So anything you notice, please say. Please tell me. So it was this shot back here where I had the... Oh, this is the video. All right, I may as well show you then. Did that by accident. So this here, and I've taken a picture afterwards. Or before this, I think. I think I just took the video after this time. It's only a couple of minutes, but I'll just let it play. I haven't published this one yet. I guess I am now. You can see there's no holographs in my garage this time. So I think there was something around here, but what Nicole noticed was up around here. Blew my mind. You'll see. But what I noticed down here was this. Okay, so this to me is something I want to analyse a bit more. I don't know how well you can see that, but it looks to me like that bit there is swirling. Yeah. Just seems a bit different movement to the rest of the clouds. Interesting, interesting. I'll leave that there, but I'll have a look at the close-ups I did. So I did a close-up of a still shot. This is a demist filter. And that's the suspect cloud. But check this out. Nicole noticed this. And I want to show you a bit of the story as well. But she noticed this. So she's sent me this. And there's a star. Okay, so on the original post I've got the star map. That's a particular star. I like to know where I am in the sky. And then she's put the word code. Okay, those of you who don't already know this, there's some glitches we're getting up in the sky, which I don't understand. This is that with a filter and zoomed, what Nicole got. Look at that. Now that, in regard to the sky map, is not a star. It's a fairly faint image on the original. And if you look at that, there's a line there. It's very odd. The one Nicole got a while back in June, and sent in on one of the comments as well, was this. That's her one. And again, we don't think that's a star. Doesn't tend to happen around the stars. This is my first capture of a bit of what we're calling the sky code. Look at that. Glitches in the 5D. What the heck is going on? So you might be featured if you're sharing the public platform. This is a demist filter. So I've really brought out the picture there, and there's lines. There's lines in the images as well. We do not understand this yet. It only happens around these bits of light at this point. And this shape here, look, it's not exact, but I have captured an orb in the sky another time that was spinning. Massive orb, would have been probably 2 kilometres across. And I did put in another post. So go to my Facebook if you're on YouTube watching this later. Philippa Lee, the spiritual tourist. See this line here? Now it's a little bit similar. I'm just trying to look for patterns. So this is a black and white version of the orb of a still shot, and it's spinning. It's massive. But there's a line there. I mean, it's not quite the same, but let's look for the patterns, and that's the original there. And this was just near where I live. So I'm trying not to disclose my exact address, but I'm East Gosford, New South Wales, Australia. Nicole is 500 kilometres away in Australia, and there's been other people getting some similar pictures, like to do with the sky snakes and other anomalies we're finding in other stories that are local and not local as well within Australia. So I love you all sending in things. And yeah, it does look like a SIM card, doesn't it, Dee? It's odd. It's odd. Any suggestions of what you think this looks like or what this might be? It's something that is just so randomly different. Okay, the afterlife I'm used to seeing holographic deja vu, even though it might be a new concept out there. That's pretty normal for me. And I'm used to all the other stuff, even UFOs, but that code? Yeah, I don't know. It's odd. I've seen other UFO interested people starting to get this as well. So let's have just a quick another look at that, and then I'll go on to the last event we got, but that's the recent one. A little bit different to Nicole's. Now, before Nicole's one, oh yeah, I'll tell you a bit of the story in between. Gosh, hang on, let's look at Nicole's one. Look, I'll get better at this. Just don't mind me here. I don't need to get it up. There we go. Sky code. Alright, I'm going to use Nicole's as the example. So see how that's coming out like that? Now I kept seeing dots like this with code coming out of it like a triangle though. It looked like a triangle like this. And like this. Okay, and I did tell Nicole about it. I drew a little picture of the code, just an example of it, and I didn't understand what it was. Is it me? I've heard about people getting downloaded and so on, but I think it was that Nicole was about to show me this picture, and it's something. I'll leave it at that for now in regard to that one. Oh gosh, this is so vast. I'm just sort of packing in a bit to start, and then I'll do individual stories. Next week's UFO week. Week after that is going back to a locational ghost hunt that we did, where I've actually found more, and I'm too excited about that. But I will wait to reveal. It's probably going to be one of the highlights of my career, what I just found in that ghost hunt. Anyway, I digress. So let's look here. This was the last event. Like I said, I was swiveling around the backyard in this spot here. First event there, second event out that way, third event out that way, and then this one. I thought, well, I'm just going to take a couple of pictures of the house. So this is one of the originals. I put up 2 originals. And I noticed, compared to other ones, that there was a bit of mist here and under here and 2 little lights. Anthony's saying something about the message from the pyramids. Hello, Anthony. And you can see here I've done a close-up of that. Now this here is interesting. These are the little dots of light. I've got a comparison shot as well. But this here I actually want to put out there to be claimed. I'll do it on a separate post if necessary, but if anyone watching recognises either this girl or a doll, I think it's actually a doll. Do you own this doll? It's probably a bit beaten up, a bit old. She's got hair there. Can you see that? Oh, the triangles, Anthony. It's a bit of a delay on the lives, about a minute between your answers and so on, so I always get your messages out of context. I think you mean the triangles. But possibly? The code's a mystery. So do you know this doll or girl? Is the eyes? Possibly even a teddy bear. There's a few overlays there, but I see a doll to begin with. Oh, it's more than somebody in the doorway. It's actually holographic deja vu. There are overlays though, Dee. And there are overlays. So maybe there's a person as well. But check this. I then did this picture, which is zoom 2 in the doorway. So there's a face there. There's all this blue stuff. I don't know if that's a person. It's too short to be a person, literally. I usually get the actual ones unless it's on TV. They might not be real life size if they're on TV. There's even an overlay of face there and so on. So these are up. You can look at these posts. Definitely go have a look, see if you identify with any of the images. A lady behind the doll with the light wavy hair. So take note, everyone, for what Dee's seen. You're welcome to take a screenshot or take the picture and just circle it back in to the comments when it's not live, or go back to the posts, okay? Again, if you're on YouTube later, just go onto my Facebook, Philippa Lee, the Spiritual Tourist. Easy as. So see this face here. This is the one that I think I've found. She's got a mouth open. She's a little bit strange looking. A little bit of a big head. She's got wavy things coming out of here like arms, and this is what hubby and I saw regardless, and we thought, is it what we just watched on Spider-Man? No, it's not quite her. Evil baddie in a cartoon. No, okay, we'll wait and see what comes. And I think she's this, which I found in regard to a movie which has got Bruce Willis, The Fifth Element, and this is the singing diva in it. And that came to me in my YouTube. And I thought, gosh, that looks like the same thing with that coming out. There's various images where she's got the blue universe behind her. I couldn't quite grab everything. I just grabbed this one. It's taken me a couple of days already, pretty much full time to collate this. So I do what I can, but I think it's to do with this, with the big head, and at least one of the images in there. There are several, yes. Yes, there's always several. The faces never end. You sit there and watch it and make you a bit dizzy. Yeah, wow. So the singing diva from The Fifth Element. Now, all the things coming up on holographic deja vu, and again, you can look back on the Facebook post to see all this in detail and other vlogs. But it's interesting what's choosing to show up on camera, to do with the imprints, to do with me and my future that are coming up. And it turns out it's things like this, The Fifth Element, which is about a person being the fifth element. I think we're all the fifth element. If you watch that movie with Bruce Willis, I think she's everyone coming, the new human. And the story of Buddha with the awakening in the garden. And Bruce Lee, Flow Like Water. Look, I watch zombies and horror movies too, and none of that's imprinting. Luckily, that'd be pretty scary. It can do for me personally, but then I laugh because it's a zombie. In my aura, and I think, yeah, okay, you're a movie. There she is. So look, there's a lot more in these pictures. I'm going to show you the comparison. There was another shot of this, but I'll come back to that. This is the daytime comparison, our lovely puppy Marley. That was a leaf that looks a bit like a hat in the picture, but it's just a dark shade. That's actually a leaf. This is where the two dots of light are, and this is where the doll and then the woman behind that Dee talked about just then on the comments. So she's talking about a face, left-hand side of the face. Yeah, there's a few faces on that other one. I'll go back in a sec, but there is two versions of her face in the screenshot too. So that's a daytime shot. This is the bit where the mist would have been with the blue stuff and the face in there, or faces. Yeah, I love Bruce Lee too, Angela. I watch him a lot. It's him been in my aura. It's not him literally from the afterlife, not at all. I think a lot of people mistake that. It's actually a video I've ended up watching. But I keep watching it. It's just beautiful. I love how he says, under the heavens we are all but one family. How true. Love Bruce Lee. So nothing there. Nothing that would have been behind here, because there's a door that opens and slides for that window, so it's not stuff behind it either. I know how to logically find this stuff too and debunk it myself, and I can't with these. So this one was a bit odd. This one was the two dots. I mean, is this fairy realm? That's a leaf. Look at the glow around the leaf even. Seems to be a little bit of a happy face in there, smiling. Is it a nature diva? I don't know. That hasn't come up in my imprints in reality. And let's look back at the blue lady, because I want to address Dee's comment. So she's got the two faces there in that shot. That's why I picked it, because I think there is two versions of her in there. But there's all sorts of things in here. And I wonder who that is now. What that is. That's little Marley. I'm getting the odd video of Marley I'll put up just for interest's sake, because we love Marley. She spreads the love more than any of us, Marley. It's 4 events swiveling around in the backyard. And all I did was say, open up, please show us. I have a lot of love when I do that. I like it to be love stuff that shows up. Just quickly, before we finish, I want to show you a bit of the stuff the USA Army have been getting. Yeah, I'm like sitting here mind blown since the full moon in May when I went out to video the moon with my new camera to get the moon shot I always wanted. And I found so much more. One thing you'll notice when you do your own pictures, and this is why I'm showing you this, because I want you to know in your pictures what's what. Stars generally won't do this. They won't have this aura. I believe they're propulsion. I think they're extraterrestrial ships that have been seen by military all across the globe. I don't think they're in collusion with the ETs, or they wouldn't need to do things like reverse engineer crash spacecraft at Area 51. So I'm going to go right into the UFOs. I've had a lot of personal experiences I haven't yet disclosed. I have a little bit on comments. I have a lot to tell you. There's a lot we don't know. Usually there will be this aura around something that is an anomaly. It's not generally around stars. It's not around planets. You can get the Google Sky map. It's available to anyone for free. And look in your sky, because I'm telling you it's there. Look up. It's there, and you'll see it better with your camera. This is another shot. See how it's got the glow? This even on radar. It's usually, it's a bit hard to look at sometimes, the glow. And I'll show you quickly a couple of ships. that a few of us got. I have a lot of work to still do on the UFOs, but let's have a look here. This is the first anomaly I got. Some sort of portal. This is the one with the movement of a UFO. See those shapes there? And they've got the glow around them. So I'll go into that more in depth over the next week. See how it's got that stuff around it. Yeah, they're everywhere, Anthony, look up. So if you're on YouTube or Facebook, please drop me a comment, get involved. I want to validate this with all of you. I'm just one person. This is so vast. I'm so enamored by this. And I'll show you lastly a couple of pics that we enhanced. I'm changing my filing system, by the way, because it's difficult. Here we go. This is one Nicole got. Now in regard to are these space junk, okay? Space junk looks completely different. I'm going to show you that next week. Space junk is 400 kilometres up in the sky. We're not going to get this sort of detailed picture of space junk 400 kilometres up in the sky or more, unless it's falling and these objects were hovering. Look at this. It's not a plane. And this one here. So we've got a few watchers getting involved. I will be featuring about 4 or 5 of you. Bring it on, bring it on. We call them portals, but to them probably call it a road. Good point, good point. Let's have a look at those again, the orbs. Like they're calling them out, they're a highway. Look at this one. The UFO highways. There's another one of those spinny things. I've captured this one twice. And look at that, again, the aura. Every time. And that star's there. These things are huge. That'd be at least 2 kilometres, I reckon, with where I saw that. So bring it on. I'm going to flip you back around and just say goodbye for now, and I will see you next week for more. Namaste.